Alright, today is January 6th, Saturday. So last night I was up thinking about how people, their fears, how society controls us. And then it snowed last night. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And we're going to go around the homestead and see a little bit of the snow and talk about a little bit about what we're doing. Today, right now, I'm making coffee on the wood stove. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. And Tammy's making a pot of beans. But yeah, a little bit about control, today's politics, and getting free, feeling free, knowing that you owe no one or anything. Sorry thing is, in today's society, you can't totally reach that. For instance, if you own your property free and clear and decide not to pay your taxes, let's see what happens. Alright, so we got the wood stove, got a fire going. We started that this morning. Got a pot of beans, pot of coffee. Let's get this day started. Saturday morning on the homestead. It snowed. Be interesting to see how long this lasts. I don't see any animal tracks. Our connection to the outside world. Starlink. I'm going to see if I can get the snow off of the dish without busting my rear end. Need some sleds. Pretty cool. believe it's January 6th, Saturday morning. We're snowed in. Now I gotta go back down this hill. Hopefully we don't go for a ride. Anybody want to take a bet that I make it to the bottom? Was up last night thinking about how people are controlled in the world, especially with today's presidential election. I don't know if anybody watched Biden. Biden's campaigning on he's going to save democracy, and one of the other candidates is a threat to democracy. But that made me think about life choices and what people are doing from day to day, and made me think of two things: that how people are controlled. One is either fear, three things: fear, intimidation, or dependency. So I know we have one party that creates dependency, and with that dependency they're also able to capitalize on fear. If you don't do this, you're going to lose this. If you don't do this, they're going to take away this. But that boils down also to our everyday life. What you choose to do in life. Are you afraid? Types of chances are you willing to take? I could say that most of my life I've done things that some would consider scary. Finances, job security. How am I going to make a living? But today, how am I going to make money so I can survive? So what's the goal? The goal is to not owe anybody anything. And I've always said that. My last job, when I finally left my last job, I didn't owe anybody anything. Every year I gave back vacation time. I put in the extra hours. I was paid salary, 60, 80 hours a week to get the job done. So when you're paid salary, you make more money the less hours you work. I was working more hours, and I was paying the company at the end of the year, at the end of every year, to work there, because I didn't take all my vacation time. And when you didn't take all your vacation time, they'd take it. So as a salaried employee, I could keep up to 90 days and roll it over every year. And every year I had a surplus. Most of the time it was like 30 days of vacation time that they took so that I could work there. Today, I owe nobody anything. we're going to take these logs, stack of logs, sawmill, one hand, two hands, and we're going to build ourselves a timber frame home up here in this area that we leveled out behind the TP. In the end, I'll still have no mortgage. I have no mortgage. I have no bills. I own the 2 cars. I own that camper. I own skid steer. Everything you see on the property, I own. I don't owe anybody anything. Sad thing is I do have to pay taxes. Our land is zone agricultural, farming, timber. So right here, we're going to build a timber frame home. I have a wood cook stove, so no going to get fossil fuels to power a stove. We have 16,000 watts of solar and battery storage. So with solar and the battery, I have a wind turbine that I need to get up. I showed you the other day, we have the 3 springs feeding the property. We have a well, which yesterday I got onto our solar system. So the well runs off of 220, and that will be powered off our solar and battery power. The goal is to not have to use fossil fuels or minimize our fossil fuels. Of course, I'm going to need the fossil fuels to power our skid steer, which again we own. Got our mill, which runs off of fossil fuels. And I do have a Polaris razor to scoot about back here, and that runs off of fossil fuels, but the goal is to minimize it. So again, how are people controlled? They're controlled through fear, dependency, bottom line, that's what it is, fear and dependency. We're either going to make you dependent on us, you need us to survive, and if you don't do what we want you to do, we'll take it away. There's our well. And in today's politics, and what they do is, if you don't conform, they attack you. You see that today. You don't do what they want you to do, they attack you. So that's it for today's video. These snowflakes are ginormous, huge. We got about, I don't know, maybe 4 to 3 inches of snow. Think about it. How are you controlled? Goal is, don't let people control you. Be independent. Be able to sit back, stand back, or at the end of the day, say, I did it myself.